Hi, I'm Dr. Jack Eisler, and inside this highly controversial presentation, I'm going to share with you the pain-relieving breakthrough that's already begun to help folks all across America dramatically ease their achy joints, hands, hips, shoulders, and back pain, and free themselves from the stiff, sore knees, swollen wrists, arthritis, and so much more. This new breakthrough works to help mute how pain forms on the cellular level, and as a result, people as young as 30 and as old as 90 have been able to rapidly regain their mobility, flexibility, and comfort, to go on long walks again, to bend down or kneel without wincing in agony, to keep up with their grandkids, enjoy their favorite physical activities without fear of injuring themselves, and best of all, it doesn't require any doctor's visits, prescription medications, or addictive narcotic drugs. It's 100% natural, exceptionally safe, with very few side effects, and it's non-habit forming. Plus, there's no evidence of developing a tolerance. So it's something that's very effective today as well as into the future. Even more remarkably, this pain-canceling method is unlike anything you've heard of before. It involves 3 common spices probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Yet when combined together in the unique way I'm going to show you inside this video, pain relief is within grasp. Within just minutes, they can deliver a powerful blow to many types of chronic pain and inflammation you may be suffering from. However, I must warn you, what this presentation reveals goes against much of what mainstream medicine stands for, and much of what they've told you about getting rid of pain and living pain-free. It's also why the big drug companies are not happy more and more people are visiting this website every day. They may even try to silence the important message contained in this presentation. That makes it even more urgent that you watch this video in its entirety, from beginning to end, while it's still online and you still have access to it. And in case you are wondering, this has nothing to do with marijuana, or taking some weird herb, or anything else you're probably imagining right now. Inside this presentation, I'm going to show you step by step how to get the best out of this remarkably effective miracle for your joints that's hiding in your kitchen right now. And I'm going to provide you with scientific proof that backs up everything I'm saying, including dozens of peer-reviewed clinical studies from top health institutes and universities from around the world. On top of that, I'm going to share the personal and incredibly painful story of how this discovery came about, and how 2 semi-trucks, several raging bulls, and breaking 21 bones led me down the path of finding this all-natural solution. Plus, in the next few minutes, you'll see how you can start using this pain-easing method to begin feeling more comfort and relief today. So like I mentioned before, my name is Dr. Jack Eisler. I'm a board-certified physician and researcher, and I'm also the author of 4 books on the topic of treating chronic pain. I spent the better part of a decade building pain clinics in Iowa and New Mexico. For 33 years, I worked as a critical care doctor, treating thousands of patients in the ICU. But it wasn't my medical training as a doctor, nor my academic background in human physiology and nutrition that helped me discover the pain-relieving breakthrough I'm going to share with you today. It was my own personal history with pain. Decades ago, before I became a doctor, I spent 5 years working construction on weekdays, and during the weekends I worked as a rodeo clown. I guess I was an adrenaline junkie because I just loved the thrill of being chased by bulls. To me, it was just exhilarating. And as for construction, well, it paid the bills and put food on the table. But if you do these 2 things for long enough, you'll quickly understand how me and pain became close friends. You see, during my short-lived career dodging falling hammers on the weekdays and being tossed around like a rag doll on the weekends, I got literally bulldozed by dozens of bulls that weighed over 1,000 pounds, dislocated several ribs and fractured multiple bones, had concussions that left me dizzy for days, suffered from knee, lower back, and shoulder injuries, and I broke 21 bones throughout my entire body. But for whatever reason, I foolishly thought this painful lifestyle was something I could keep doing. That was until one day something horrific happened that would change my life forever. And yet, oddly enough, it led me to the pain-relieving breakthrough I'm going to share with you today. You see, one day while at work on the construction site, a semi-truck suddenly began backing up towards me. Then suddenly all I could remember was being tossed back like a rag doll, followed by a feeling of excruciating pain shooting through my body. That's when I came to the horrific realization that I was pinned between two semi-trucks. Long story short, I was very lucky I wasn't crippled, but I did spend the next 6 months in agonizing pain. Now, as you can probably imagine, I wasn't able to work construction anymore, and I had to kiss my rodeo days goodbye. All I could do was my physical rehab and listen to a bunch of doctors tell me I would never be the same again, which made me feel completely hopeless because I was still a young man. I thought I had my whole life ahead of me. On top of that, it was very frustrating to have to deal with doctors who wouldn't take me seriously. They ignored my feedback about the pain I was suffering from and were quick to prescribe strong pharmaceutical drugs. Medications that not only made me sick in my stomach, but also nauseous in the head. As painful and frustrating as this dark point in my life was, it was actually a blessing in disguise. Because it was then that I realized I couldn't keep going down the path I was on, and that it was time to consider another career. So I decided to try to get into medical school. 4 years later, I graduated from Texas Tech University Medical School. I went on to do my residency in anesthesiology at the University of California, Davis. From there, I spent the next 3 decades working as a critical care doctor and treating thousands of patients who were in a lot of pain. Now, I think it's important you know that my own struggle with pain helped me better understand my patients. And it also helped me avoid being just another doctor who prescribes addictive pain medications. I saw firsthand just how horrible and dangerous the side effects of these strong drugs are. Like NSAIDs that can ruin your gastrointestinal tract, cause permanent kidney damage, blood clots, heart attacks, and strokes. Or highly addictive opioid narcotics that can lead to even more severe side effects, and many are worse than the actual pain itself, like hormonal imbalances that may make you fatigued, stressed, and can lead to other health complications, a weakened immune system that has you sick all the time, terrible things like anxiety, insomnia, depression, or even an early death. Those were not things that I wanted for myself and neither for my patients. Plus, as you see in just a moment, most of the mainstream pain solutions do not actually do anything to treat how pain actually works in the body. At best, they just numb you, mask the symptoms, and leave you dependent on taking pain drugs. When I realized the dark reality about most mainstream treatments for pain, I knew there had to be a more effective and more natural approach to long-term relief, which is why I've dedicated much of my life to studying how pain really works. I've researched numerous unconventional pain relief alternatives, and after 30 years and thousands of hours of cumulative research, including a whole lot of trial and error, I eventually stumbled upon a breakthrough approach to natural and sustainable pain relief without addictive medications. But before we go any further, I'm going to quickly explain how pain actually works in the body, and you'll want to pay close attention, because once you understand how it works, you'll also understand how easy it is to take control with the solution you're about to see. Pain is your brain's way of keeping your body safe and alive. And it does this by using a complex network of nerves that run throughout your entire body. This network of nerves is called the central nervous system. And what's absolutely fascinating about the central nervous system is that it's the first system to develop when you are an embryo growing in your mother. And because of that, it controls and helps maintain balance in all of your body's other systems, organs, glands, and tissues. Simply put, the central nervous system acts as the control center of your body and works by bringing your body in a state of balance. This is known as homeostasis, which is just a fancy way of saying your body is in harmony. And when the systems in your body are in balance, you're healthier and it's easier for your body to recover from injury. For example, when you're out on a hot day, your body temperature will rise. The nerves in your skin will send a signal to the brain to alert it that your body temperature is rising. As a result, your brain triggers your sweat glands, and that's when you begin to, sweat, which is your brain's way of regulating your body temperature so you cool down and you don't overheat. Now, this balancing act between your brain and the nerves in the central nervous system is happening with virtually every part of your body, including your respiratory system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, to give you just a few examples. In fact, the central nervous system also aids in keeping all of your body's hormones in balance. And this is super important because when your hormones are out of balance, things can go terribly wrong. For example, if your adrenal glands are out of balance, then you produce too much or too little adrenaline and cortisol. These are stress hormones that can make you anxious, fatigued, and even overweight. And that's just one example. There are hundreds of hormones in your body that play a vital role in its ability to maintain homeostasis. For example, melatonin is a hormone that controls whether you feel tired or alert. Serotonin is a hormone that controls your mood, appetite, and sleep. Insulin is a hormone that allows your body to absorb glucose for energy. And norepinephrine is a hormone that controls your heart rate and your blood pressure. I'm sure you're starting to see just how important the central nervous system is for maintaining balance throughout your body. But what does this have to do with pain? And more importantly, what does this have to do with getting rid of pain? Well, it has everything to do with it. You see, when you get injured, usually you have some sort of tissue damage, and that means damaged cells. These damaged cells trigger the release of what many scientists call pain enzymes. 3 of the main pain enzymes are COX-1, COX-2, and arachidonic acid. And when they are triggered by damaged cells, a few things happen. First, nerve sensitivity increases, and this causes your sensitivity to pain to increase as well. This effectively lowers your pain threshold and makes you feel more pain. That's why when you touch a finger cut, it hurts even more. Well, that's just the pain threshold being lowered after pain enzymes have been triggered. Now this is completely normal and in fact healthy because it keeps you from touching your cut or interfering with your body's natural healing processes. Second, pain enzymes also trigger the release of some nasty little compounds called prostaglandins, which ignite inflammation in the body. These prostaglandins also raise your body temperature and your heart rate and cause your injury to swell. It's here where things can go horribly wrong. You see, even after the tissue from the injury has healed, some folks can still experience pain that persists for months, if not years. And this is called chronic pain. But what causes chronic pain to persist even when the tissue of the injury has already healed? Well, when you have an imbalance in your body, it can interfere with the central nervous system's ability to restore balance. What happens is this. After your injury has healed, your brain sends a signal to check in with the central nervous system to see if it can lower the nerve sensitivity and pain level. But if there is an imbalance in your body, the brain can get tricked into leaving the nerve sensitivity along with the pain level on high. And worse still, if this imbalance goes untreated for long enough, your brain will begin to think this is your body's normal pain setting. In other words, your brain will assume you're completely fine with the amount of pain you're experiencing, even if the pain is killing you. Now, this vicious cycle of your brain checking in on your body and getting tricked into thinking you're totally fine when you're really not, leaving your pain level on high, is what I call the chronic pain loop. And if your body is stuck in this loop, it can make getting rid of chronic pain virtually impossible. Okay, let's take a deep breath. I know we just went over a lot of science, so let's take a quick moment to sum up everything we just covered about the chronic pain loop. When you get injured, cells get damaged and trigger the release of pain enzymes, which cause your brain to turn up your pain level and ignite inflammation throughout the entire body. Even after the tissue from the injury has healed, pain can still persist for months and years. This is called chronic pain. Chronic pain persists when there are imbalances in your body that trick your brain into leaving your pain level set on high. This can lead to getting stuck in what I call the chronic pain loop. And this can hijack your body's ability to restore balance and making your pain persist even more. Make sense? Good. Right now, you're probably wondering, how do you break free from the chronic pain loop and restore balance to your body? And do it 100% naturally without dangerous and addictive medications. Well, through many years of research, I started to truly understand how chronic pain persists in the body, and that virtually none of the mainstream medications addressed it in a natural fashion. I knew there had to be a way to break free from the chronic pain loop and restore balance, and that it was only just a matter of putting in the hard work and research to find it. So I started looking for a way to do just that. At first, I wondered if it was as simple as telling people to get more physical therapy and rest. But I realized that while both of these things are incredibly beneficial for managing pain, getting 8 hours of sleep simply isn't an option for most busy folks. And for a lot of people with chronic pain, getting a full night's sleep might be next to impossible. The same goes for physical therapy. If you're already in a lot of pain, doing anything physical could initially make the pain even more difficult to bear. So I started looking at natural ingredients that might be able to help. However, after months of research, I hadn't come across anything that seemed promising. And to be honest, I was feeling stumped. But right when I thought I was getting nowhere, I came across a rare and exotic ingredient called Boswellia serrata. Boswellia serrata is a tree that grows in the dry and mountainous region of India, and it's played a major role in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years. When cut open, this rare tree yields a resinous gum that many medical experts believe to be able to relieve pain. And when I looked into the research, I found it hard to disagree. You see, I found out that aside from being traditionally used to help with digestion, asthma, and headaches, Boswellia serrata contains boswellic acid. And according to a major study published in the Journal of Pharmacology and Experimental Therapeutics, boswellic acid inhibits an enzyme called 5-lipoxygenase. It turns out that 5-lipoxygenase is a crucial component of arachidonic acid. Remember, arachidonic acid is one of the primary pain enzymes that ignite pain and inflammation. Now, if what the studies were suggesting were true, it would mean that boswellic acid blocked the production of major pain enzyme, interrupting how pain forms on the cellular level. As I continued researching, I found other studies supporting this, including a major study published in the Journal of Phytomedicine. I also came across research showing boswellic acid stopping the production of a compound called MMP3. MMP3 is an enzyme that breaks down cartilage, collagen, and connective tissue. In fact, in a breakthrough study published in the Journal of Molecular and Cellular Biochemistry, researchers not only confirmed boswellic acid's ability to stop MMP3 production, but they also concluded it to exhibit powerful anti-inflammatory efficacy and anti-arthritic potential. At this point, I was very intrigued. I'd come across dozens of scientific studies indicating that Boswellia serrata was the real deal when it came to natural pain relief. Yet, I wasn't completely sold on it. That changed when I came across 2 randomized double-blind placebo-controlled studies. In the first study, published in the Journal of Phytomedicine, researchers took 30 patients with osteoarthritis of the knee and separated them into 2 groups. Then they proceeded to give one group Boswellia serrata extract, BSE, and the other group a placebo pill. At the end of 8 weeks, they discovered that those who took BSE experienced a decrease in knee pain, increase in knee flexion, and increased walking distance. This is the trifecta in treating knee pain. They also reported frequency of swelling in the knee joint was decreased when they compared to those who didn't take Boswellia serrata. While in the second study, published in 2014 in the Indian Journal of Pharmacology, scientists concluded that Boswellia serrata significantly increased pain tolerance levels. I was amazed to see how effective this ingredient was at helping give folks relief, and fascinated to see studies showing Boswellia serrata to contain specific compounds that actually interrupted the chronic pain loop on the cellular level. For me, this was very exciting science that showed a lot of promise, and it got me thinking, are there any other natural ingredients that could potentially interrupt the chronic pain loop? That simple question drove me to discover several more natural ingredients. Not only do hundreds of studies show these ingredients to be incredibly effective, but they're also so common, they're probably sitting in your kitchen right now. The first ingredient is ginger. Ginger has been traditionally used in ancient Indian and Chinese medicines as a tonic to treat common ailments like headaches and indigestion. However, when I researched ginger even more, I realized it could be a powerful ally in the battle against chronic pain. It turns out that ginger, a lot like Boswellia serrata, contains special compounds that inhibit pain enzymes on the cellular level. They are called gingerols, and according to a study published in the Journal of Phytomedicine, they are capable of inhibiting the pain enzyme COX-2. Meanwhile, in another major clinical study, researchers discovered gingerols to also inhibit another pain enzyme, COX-1. Now you might be thinking, okay, all this science is great, but what does it say about ginger's ability to actually relieve pain in people? Well, then I began looking for answers. I was blown away by the number of studies showing just how effective ginger can be. In a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study that was published in the Journal of Arthritis and Rheumatism, researchers evaluated ginger's impact on 261 patients with moderate to severe pain due to osteoarthritis of the knee. For 6 weeks, patients either took a placebo pill or ginger. And astonishingly, the patients who took the ginger experienced a superior reduction in knee pain when it compared to those who took the placebo pill. Plus, in another landmark study published in the Archives of Iranian Medicine, scientists set out to compare the pain-relieving effect of ginger versus ibuprofen when treating 120 patients with osteoarthritis. They compared the effects of 30 milligrams of ginger extract with 400 milligrams of ibuprofen and a placebo pill. After a month of daily use, the scientists concluded that ginger extract and ibuprofen were significantly more effective than placebo in the symptomatic treatment of osteoarthritis. In other words, a meager 30 milligrams of ginger was deemed as effective as 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. It seemed pretty amazing that you could get the same pain-relieving benefits from taking much, much less of this natural ingredient. Plus, it didn't come with many of the nasty side effects people often get with NSAIDs. The next ingredient I want to share with you is turmeric. Turmeric is another common Indian spice, and like Boswellia serrata, it has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries to help with digestive issues, menstrual pains, and bacterial infections and open wounds. It grows as a root, and when harvested, it contains a powerful nutrient called curcumin. Curcumin is part of the turmeric that gives it its vibrant yellow color. I began researching curcumin and was completely surprised to discover that it had a lot of similarities with both ginger and Boswellia serrata. Curcumin also contains special compounds that have been scientifically shown to be highly anti-inflammatory and provide pain relief. They're called curcuminoids. And according to a recent study published in the Journal of American Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists, they also inhibit one of the major pain enzymes, COX-2. Plus, the study also showed these curcuminoids to lower inflammatory markers like cytokines, C-reactive protein, and NF-κB. Other clinical studies showed these curcuminoids to be highly effective for their ability to provide pain relief to people with serious pain conditions. For example, in a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial published in the Journal of Phytotherapy Research, scientists evaluated the effectiveness of 1,500 milligrams of curcumin on osteoarthritis patients with severe knee pain and limited mobility. And they observed significant improvements in the pain and physical function in patients who took the curcumin when compared to those who took a placebo pill. On top of that, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Interventions in Aging, researchers discovered that 1,500 milligrams of curcumin is as effective as ibuprofen in treating patients with chronic pain. They also found that curcumin doesn't come with the risk of gastrointestinal side effects that you get when taking ibuprofen. This was further confirmed in a study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. This study also found curcumin helped people achieve remarkable improvements in both reducing their pain level and improving their knee function when walking up and down stairs. The next ingredient is black pepper. Black pepper is more than just a spice to make your food taste better. It's been medicinally used for thousands of years in both Europe and Asia to treat muscle pains, chills, fevers, and low blood circulation. And today, science finally knows why it's so effective. One reason is because it contains a special antioxidant called piperine. Piperine has been shown to combat inflammation, which can lead to pain relief. For example, in a major study published in the Journal of Cellular Immunology, research concluded that piperine may be useful in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. The best part about piperine is that it has been scientifically proven to dramatically boost the bioavailability of other nutrients. For example, in a recent study published in the Asian Pacific Journal of Tropical Biomedicine, researchers demonstrated piperine to increase bioavailability, absorbability of different drugs ranging from 30 to 200%. Yet, in another landmark study published in the Journal of Planta Medica, scientists were blown away to observe an increase in bioavailability by 2,000% when piperine was combined with curcumin. Bioavailability is just a fancy way of describing your body's ability to absorb and effectively use a nutrient. In other words, this means that when you combine piperine with the other pain-fighting nutrients I've shared with you today, it can make them even more effective at helping you reduce pain and increase comfort in your joints, as well as virtually anywhere else in the body. Now at this point, I was truly excited. Here were several ingredients that were scientifically proven to help address the way pain and inflammation form on the cellular level. And many of them had been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years in traditional medicines. On top of that, I had the scientific studies that showed these ingredients to work extremely well. Evidence that not only suggests them to effectively moot pain enzymes and interrupt the chronic pain loop, but also help reduce inflammation and correct imbalances in the body. For these reasons, I nicknamed the ingredients chronic pain loop blockers, or simply CPL blockers for short. Because to me it seemed like that's exactly what they were doing, blocking the pain enzymes that keep folks stuck in the vicious cycle of chronic pain. As exciting as this was, however, I still had a few questions I needed answers to, like, would all of the ingredients combined be stronger than any one on their own? And why weren't drug companies mixing them together as an all-natural joint pain solution? Well, the second question was simple to answer, because I knew from my experience as a medical doctor that big drug companies can't make much money selling you natural ingredients, especially if they're just as, if not more effective as their prescription medications. Plus, giving you a remedy that's habit forming is not only okay with pharmaceutical companies, they promote them. So even if they knew about these ingredients and their potential to bring you relief, they most certainly would not want you knowing about them. Unless, of course, they could patent the ingredients and charge you an arm and a leg for prescriptions. And as for the first question, would all of the ingredients combined be stronger than any one on their own? Well, as I began researching what the answer might be, I came across a new study published in the Journal of Molecular Medicine Reports. Here, researchers were evaluating the combined effect of curcumin and Boswellia serrata, two of the CPL blockers you've just learned about. In the study, they compared their effect with the popular pain drug Celebrex. And I was completely blown away when I saw how these scientists demonstrated the curcumin plus Boswellia serrata mixture to be more successful than administering Celebrex 100 milligrams twice a day. If what these researchers were saying was in fact true, it meant that just 2 of the CPL blockers that I've shared with you today were more effective at relieving pain than 1 of the most popular pain drugs on the market. This made me wonder, if just 2 of the CPL blockers had this level of impact on chronic pain, then wouldn't adding ginger into the mix make it even more powerful? And wouldn't adding in piperine dramatically boost absorption in the body and make for an even more effective pain relieving formula? Well, at the time, I didn't know of a single solution that contained all of the CPL blockers I've shown you today. So I figured the only way to find out would be to get my hands on all of the ingredients separately and start taking them myself, which is exactly what I did. But getting quality forms of each ingredient was by no means cheap. I easily invested several $100s a month in obtaining high-quality forms of each one of the CPL blockers. Yet their effect on my ability to manage my pain was absolutely life-changing. In fact, I can confidently say that not only have these ingredients helped me effectively reduce chronic pain throughout my body to experience daily relief, they also help me maintain my health and stay so active that I'm capable of going to the gym every morning for 2 hours, even though I'm 65. When I started recommending my patients do the same, I was even more impressed because I saw my patients ease chronic pain virtually everywhere in their body. In their knees, shoulders, hips, ankles, and lower back. And many of my patients have used these ingredients to not only lower inflammation in the body, but also increase their flexibility, mobility, and comfort. So after seeing the incredible science behind these CPL blockers, along with using them to dramatically reduce the pain I used to have, as well as the first-hand results from giving them to my patients, I wanted to load up on as much of these pain-fighting ingredients as possible. That way I could give them to every single person who needed help. Unfortunately, this turned out to be much more difficult to do than I expected, because it's virtually impossible to find high-quality forms of these ingredients in most retail stores. Don't get me wrong, there were plenty of products out there, they just didn't have the clinical doses needed to make a real impact. For example, if you look at the top supplements on Amazon, you'll see that most only include 100 to 150 milligrams of turmeric, which is great, except for the fact that all of the double-blind placebo-controlled studies showed you need at least 1,500 milligrams of turmeric daily in order to make a real difference. Luckily, however, I did come across one product that really surprised me, because when I looked into its formula, I was very impressed to see how it exceeded my expectations. It's called Pure Flex Pro. What makes Pure Flex Pro so special? First of all, Pure Flex Pro contains every single one of the CPL blockers we've discussed today: Boswellia serrata, ginger, turmeric, and piperine. However, that's not the impressive part. The impressive part is that not only does it provide the clinically relevant doses of each ingredient, which is the exact amount of the ingredients the scientific studies have proven to be effective, but PureFlex Pro also provides 2 more powerful allies that could help you conquer your pain. They are vitamin D3. According to numerous clinical studies, if you're deficient in vitamin D, not only does it make your bones weaker, but it's significantly harder for your body to recover from injuries and experience relief from chronic pain. For example, in a 2015 study published in the Journal of Pain Therapy, researchers concluded that low levels of vitamin D are linked to a variety of chronic pain states. And in a 2014 study published in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases, researchers evaluated 769 elderly men and women between the ages of 50 and 70 and found that those who had chronic pain in the body also had vitamin D deficiency. And PureFlex Pro also contains flaxseed oil. Flaxseed has a special fatty acid called alpha-linolenic acid. What's extraordinary about alpha-linolenic acid is that when it's consumed, it gets converted into two hyperpotent anti-inflammatory omega-3s, DHA and EPA. And hundreds of studies have scientifically shown DHA and EPA to dramatically reduce inflammation virtually everywhere in the body, which makes them great at helping restore balance to your nervous system, hormones, and pretty much all of your glands and organs inside your body. And because the omega-3s in flaxseed oil come from a plant source, they're not only more potent in eliminating inflammation, they also don't come with the risk of mercury poisoning and don't have a weird fishy taste like many omega-3 fish oils on the market. In total, PureFlex Pro contains 6 pain-fighting ingredients scientifically shown to help interrupt the chronic pain loop and help restore balance to the body. If those reasons weren't enough to make PureFlex Pro the most superior pain-fighting formula on the market, you should also know that PureFlex Pro is manufactured in a GMP-certified and FDA-compliant facility right here in the United States, which means that each capsule of PureFlex Pro is made with the highest standards in safety and quality. Plus, the makers of PureFlex Pro have gone the extra mile and sourced only the highest quality and most potent forms of each of these 6 ingredients inside. On top of that, like I mentioned before, PureFlex Pro contains the clinically relevant dosages of each ingredient. This means that the ingredients that you get inside are supported by clinical studies and are given to you in exact quantities that are proven to be effective in helping provide relief from chronic pain. Let me share with you why this is vitally important. If you've ever tried any of these ingredients from another retailer, they were probably misrepresented. Most supplement companies, yes, even the top sellers you see on Amazon, have a dirty secret they hope you never discover. You see, even though they might reference studies that show their ingredients to work, and even though they may have a doctor endorsing their product, most supplement providers do not include the clinically relevant doses that are needed to make an impact on your pain levels. If anything, they merely contain the minimal amount required by law. So they can legally advertise that their supplement contains the ingredient, but the truth is that the less of an ingredient they put into their formula means less cost for them, which means more profit and less benefit at your expense. In other words, them cutting corners to quickly fatten their wallets means that you get a formula that is not as effective as it should be, which really pisses me off. Yet, when I saw how transparent the makers of PureFlex Pro are, I was impressed. They provided me with every detail of their manufacturing methods, and they gave me all of the science they had gathered behind PureFlex Pro. They also provided proof they use clinically relevant dosages of all 6 ingredients. Becoming the spokesperson for such a remarkable, incredibly effective product was a no-brainer for me. Not only am I a doctor who recommends his patients use natural remedies for pain relief, but I am someone who is deeply passionate about conquering chronic pain and getting on the road to complete relief so you can get back to living your life again. That's because I personally know just how horrible chronic pain can be when you want to live an active, healthy, and normal life. I know how pain can hijack you in virtually every part of your existence, like your social life and your ability to work and interact with your family. And I definitely know how it can make you feel like a hostage. If you have any amount of pain right now, I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. If the pain you're suffering from has persisted for months or even years, you realize it can begin to negatively impact just about every part of your life. Not only is it agonizing and frustrating, but it can force you to become less social and outgoing. Pain can make you more moody and irritable to be around, and it can ruin your ability to get a good night's sleep. It can make you more anxious, stressed, and oftentimes it can make you depressed and it can make you less physically active, and as a result your overall health can rapidly decline. Your energy levels suffer and your immune system becomes weak, potentially making you sick all the time. I bet you'd give just about anything to have complete, long-lasting relief. Wouldn't you? Especially considering that conventional pain drugs can be highly addictive and come with horrible side effects that are often worse than the pain itself. If you're like me and most of my patients, it terrifies you to think you'll develop a dependency to strong pharmaceutical drugs. Drugs that do absolutely nothing to address the way pain actually works in the body. And you're tired of forking over thousands of dollars or more per year for those side effect-filled medications. Paying thousands of dollars each year for health insurance premiums and spending more and more time at your doctor's office each year. You might even wonder if the pain is worth fighting, and whether it's better to just end it all before it gets worse. Honestly, that's the way I personally felt before I used the approach I've shared with you inside this presentation. Which is why I truly believe every American who suffers from any kind of chronic pain stands to benefit from PureFlex Pro. Although, of course, just like with any supplement, I do recommend checking with your pharmacist or physician to ensure there are no negative interactions with prescription medications you may be taking. Whether you suffer from knee pain, wrist pain, arthritis, muscle spasms, shoulder pain, joint pain, or lower back pain, as well as pain in the hips, or if you suffer from frequent headaches or migraines. The powerful ingredients you get inside each capsule of PureFlex Pro get to work right away, helping not only interrupt the pain in your body, but they also help diminish inflammation and restore balance so that you can quickly get on the road to complete and long-lasting relief. Okay, so at this point you're probably wondering how you can get your hands on PureFlex Pro right away, so you can quickly begin to free yourself from the shackles of uncomfortable aches and pains. And you might be wondering how long you should take PureFlex Pro to get the best results possible. The truth is that there are only a limited supply of PureFlex Pro available, and that's not a marketing gimmick or anything like that. It's a fact. Remember, PureFlex Pro is made in a GMP certified facility, and all of the ingredients are provided in the clinically relevant dosages, which by no means is cheap or easy to accomplish. And that's why most supplement providers don't do it at all. On top of that, getting all of the ingredients in the right amounts in one small, easy to swallow capsule adds even more time and cost to the production process, which means out of stocks are always possible. The makers of PureFlex Pro can only produce a limited number of bottles at any given time. And because the 6 potent ingredients inside PureFlex Pro can help with so much more than just your joint pain, aches, and soreness, the ingredients can also help interrupt pain and diminish inflammation on the cellular level. Folks from all across the world also find it useful for other inflammatory ailments like digestive issues, acne problems, headaches, and even migraines, immunity problems, yeast infections, and so much more. As a result, our customers end up ordering several bottles at a time, which can make producing enough PureFlex Pro for the growing demand even more difficult. Now, as thrilled as I was to hear that so many folks trust PureFlex Pro for not only their own personal relief, but to also be shared with their loved ones, I realized that its incredible popularity has put even more of a strain on production capabilities, which again, can make out of stocks a very real possibility. But with that being said, I also don't want anyone to have to put up with chronic pain more than they have to, especially when there is an effective and 100% natural alternative that is completely non-habit forming, does not come with any of the horrible side effects you get with most prescription medications, and works by addressing the way pain and inflammation form in the body. That's why in just a moment, I'm going to share how you can get a brand new bottle of PureFlex Pro today through our new Less Pain, More Relief initiative. First though, let me return to that second question concerning how much PureFlex Pro should you take to get the best results possible. This is actually pretty straightforward. Just take one small capsule a day for at least 30 days. Here's why it's important to take PureFlex Pro for at least 30 days. while the ingredients begin to work their magic right away by blocking pain enzymes and interrupting the chronic pain loop, the more you use it, the more effective it can be. Plus, because inflammation could be throughout all parts of your body, it's best if you look at PureFlex Pro as your daily relief formula, something you make part of your normal everyday routine, much in the same way you would take a multivitamin. It's for this reason that many customers choose to get 3 or even 6 bottles of PureFlex Pro, since they are planning on making this breakthrough an ongoing part of their life. PureFlex Pro is only available on this website, and only while there is supply in stock and we're still able to provide it. Because of the rising clinical demand for many of the ingredients inside PureFlex Pro, it's becoming dramatically more expensive to manufacture, especially considering that each capsule contains the clinical relevant dosages of each ingredient. Normally, PureFlex Pro retails for $149 per bottle, but right now, and through this website only, you can get your very own supply of PureFlex Pro at a major discount. As you've seen proven in study after study, the pain-fighting power provided by this all-natural breakthrough is stronger than many popular prescription painkillers. You don't build a tolerance to PureFlex Pro, so it maintains its effectiveness over time. Plus, it's non-habit forming, which is why folks love the fact that they can take PureFlex Pro without worry or forming a dependency. On top of that, the ingredients inside PureFlex Pro have hundreds of extra benefits, including less anxiety, reduced stress, improved mood, better sleep, a healthier immune system, and yet despite all of that, when you get your supply of PureFlex Pro today, you won't be investing anywhere near $149, because the makers of PureFlex Pro have an exclusive partnership with the manufacturer. They are able to produce each bottle at a lower cost than most other supplement providers in the industry. It's still most certainly not cheap for them, however, it does give them a big advantage when it comes to pricing. And because of this, along with the fact that we want to help as many people as possible to live pain-free lives, we've decided to pass the savings on to you, so that when you order right now, you can get your very own bottle of PureFlex Pro for a one-time investment of just $69 as part of the Less Pain, More Relief initiative. Plus, that's just the beginning. Because I understand that living pain-free for months and years to come is vitally important, and sharing this breakthrough formula for the ones you love is just as important, the folks at PureFlex Pro have created a substantially discounted multi-bottle plan where you can get 6 bottles of PureFlex Pro for just $49 a bottle. That's a total of $294 for all 6. But this special discount is only being offered to you through this website as part of PureFlex Pro's Less Pain, More Relief initiative. On top of that, when you order today, your shipping and handling are free. That's a $9.99 value. But both the discount and the free shipping are for a limited time only, and only while supplies last. Now at this point, you're probably asking, how do I get started? The answer is easy. Simply click the button below right now and choose the option of PureFlex Pro that's best for you and your family. After you click that button, you'll go to a simple and secure checkout page where you'll enter your order details. And within 5 business days from today, you'll receive PureFlex Pro at your front door. So go ahead and click that button right now while there is still PureFlex Pro in stock, and enjoy long-lasting relief and comfort starting today. Your investment today is also covered by a 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. Right now, just say maybe to PureFlex Pro by placing your order. Then once you get your bottles, in a few short days from now, start taking your 1 capsule each day and see how you feel. You most likely notice a difference within the first week of use. And if you're anything like our other customers, you may also find you have significantly less pain, improved comfort, more mobility, and flexibility. As you continue to use PureFlex Pro daily, you may even begin to feel like your old self again. That's the way it's been for the countless folks before you who decided to try PureFlex Pro. However, if any reason you change your mind about this investment, just call or email our award-winning customer service team at any point, and you will receive a full refund immediately. No questions, no hassles. Plus, you don't even need to return the product. It's yours to keep. It's our way of saying thanks for trusting in PureFlex Pro. What this means is that you've got no downside here at all, making this a 100% risk-free investment in you and your family's health. And you have a full 180 days to see if PureFlex Pro is right for you. Doesn't it make sense to feel and experience the results as part of your decision-making process? So then why not think it over while you try PureFlex Pro, since you're not risking a single penny? Go ahead and try PureFlex Pro today and decide later if it's right for you. And click the button you see below right now and say yes to conquering your pain and yes to living a normal, active, and healthy life again.